Hi Leo, I hope you guys are doing great today. So this is going to be a general message for Leo, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus from March 1st through March 8th of 2020. Guys, remember these messages are general. Take what resonates, throw out the rest. Don't try to make it fit if it doesn't. Definitely check your rising sign, moon sign, and your Venus sign for the most complete messages. So I'm going to be pulling a, also remember the energies can be flip-flopped, okay? So if you're like, no, that's not me, that's my partner, or, vice versa, it's still your reading. Okay, so we're going to be doing a Celtic cross spread for general messages regarding relationship. I always try to give for relationship, career, family connections, friendships, and then we'll be doing a separate love read at the end. Hope you guys are doing great today. So this week, the 1st through the 8th, is a little bit of a mixed bag, as many weeks are. But for you guys, we do have a lot going on the 3rd and the 4th. So let's talk about the 3rd. It's going to be a little wonky, a little snafu-y. So I do want to just give you a heads up, nothing to worry about. But if you don't feel quite yourself, or you feel like things are happening on the 3rd, it's going to be hitting your 9th and 6th house. So when I say it is Venus in Aries squaring Saturn in Capricorn. All right, so, some challenges here having to do with your personal beliefs being met, right? Feeling understood. Having your personal beliefs met and respected regarding a person and or a situation. And also with that 6th house energy, you might be struggling to feel very connected to your day-to-day routine. Like you might be a little draggy that day, not quite yourself. You may feel a bit under the weather on the 3rd, but it's going to pass, not a big deal, okay? And then we have on the 4th, much better energies happening. So we have Mercury retrograding into Aquarius in your 7th house. So Mercury moves back into the sign of Aquarius from the 4th until the 16th, even though it's going to be getting out of retrograde on the 9th. You still have to deal with that shadow period. But I like this energy for you, definitely. Is this, when Mercury is in Aquarius, we're very hungry for knowledge and open to new and original ideas. So you may be looking to do things differently in the area of your relationships, right, Leo? Because that's what the 7th house is. So great energy to reconnect, to review, to maybe reassess your partnerships. Now that could be intimate. Not everybody is in a regular, relationship, an intimate relationship. It's also closely connected friends and or business partners. So really nice energy to just reassess, reevaluate, and reconnect, right? If you haven't been in contact with somebody for quite a bit. But also on the 4th, what I really like for you guys is we have Venus entering Taurus in your 10th house. So a really positive energy for your reputation, your status, as well as supporting your ability to build financial and physical security in your life. Like really thinking about this in a very productive way. It doesn't mean it's going to happen like that, but ideas are going to be coming to you serendipitously. Things are just going to be rolling out on the 4th. Some seeds are going to be planted or cracked open. That's definitely going to help you in this area. You're just going to be gaining clarity in these areas. So I really like that because the 10th house is all about career. So really good for career and relationships for this week. Doesn't mean it's going to be easy when we have Mercury retrograding into Aquarius, but what it does mean is it's a very supportive energy to do something differently, right? Because Aquarius is ruled by Neptune, which is all about, Uranus, which is all about doing something differently. All right, so let's get into your Celtic cross. So coming into this period, we have in your past, we have the Queen of Pentacles energy. Okay, I like it. Queen of Pentacles is Sagittarius and a Capricorn energy. So really putting in some really hard work as far as having to do with resources, right? If this has to do with a job, right? Because Sagittarius is ruled by Jupiter, which is all about luck and expansion, and Capricorn is ruled by Saturn, right? Saturn's all about putting in that hard work, and Sagittarius is about moving forward. It's also our belief system, right? So if this has to do with a job, this is your willingness and your desire to work really, really hard at something to make something happen for yourself, to really elevate your status in your life, okay? Now, if this has to do with relationship, it has to do with putting in that hard work so that you can push the relationship forward in a really good way, mentally, emotionally, and physically, because that is what Pentacles stand for in relationship. So that is indicative of where you guys are coming into this energy. Now, the situation is King of Swords. So the King of Swords is a lot of truth going on here. This is a Capricorn and Aquarius. And I like this as well, Leo, I have to tell you. I really do. Swords of communication. This is about truth. Now, when I say this is a Capricorn and Aquarius energy, again, Capricorn is ruled by Saturn, so it's about recognizing that there needs to be some hard work put in. But then we have Aquarius there, also ruled by Uranus, which is about doing things differently. So there's a recognition that you need to work very hard, but you need to do things differently in order for this relationship to be successful, in order for you to work out this family situation, in order for you to be really happy at your job, or for you to just feel happy in your career in general. And that's going to mean something different to all of you. For some of you, it's going to mean doing your job differently. Others of you, it's going to be coming to the realization and the truth that you might need to change jobs, or you're just not meant to stay in this particular arena anymore within your job. So really thinking about what your truth is and how to do things differently in order to bring that into culmination. And again, I really like it because you have that Venus in Taurus in your career house, right, on the 4th. Now, crossing you, we have the Queen of Wands. All right, so here we go. All right, Queen of Wands in the reverse. This is a Pisces in Aries energy. So this is telling me that you're lacking the motivation and you're not lacking ambition. That's not what I wanted to say. You are recognizing that what you're in right now is not actually going to feed the dreams that you have for yourself, really plain and simple. Because if we think about what do the signs Pisces and Aries mean? Pisces is ruled by Neptune, so it's all about our dreams and us getting in touch with like that ultimate that we really want for ourselves. And Aries, being the baby of the zodiac, is about doing things with a fresh perspective. Really being like taking ownership, really being the leader of our life, being the leader of our dreams and moving forward in this beautiful brand new way. And this is reverse. So this to me tells me that you're not feeling impassioned to continue in either a relationship or a career in the way that it's been. You're recognizing that, really tapping into that Aquarius energy here of this King of Swords, really knowing like something seriously needs to happen differently. Okay? You guys need to do this relationship differently. Issues need to be addressed. You need to be doing something different in your career. You're really not jiving with what you're doing on your day-to-day. And this is, really, but the passion is not. The passion is being challenged here. It's crossing your ability to do something different. That's what's driving you to want to do something different. Yeah, we have the 10 of Cups reversed. So when we have the 10 of Cups reversed, this indicates that there is something in the way from having this happiness. Okay, so if this is to do with a relationship, it could be family situations getting in the way. A friend situation getting in the way. People are not minding their business. This could be money being an issue. This could be somebody not showing up to the table in the way that they need to in the relationship. But there is this definitive thing that needs addressing in order for this to be flipped upright. And we have free will. And I like reversals because it helps highlight what we need to focus on, right? And so this is definitely, it's crowning. So there's something that needs addressing here. Who's not showing up in this relationship? Is it you? Is it them? Somebody's not showing up. There's also something happening if this has to do with career. Something is getting in your way of you being able to be successful. Now, Leo, for many of you, it could be that 100% that you want to change careers, that you at least want to shift your path, but you can't right now. That could certainly be it. Whether it's that, you can't afford to leave the job now to allow the transition, or there's a reason that you can't actually get into that next phase or that next step for yourself if it has to do with career. All right, so apply it however you see fit. And then we have the 5 of Pentacles as the foundation here. This is about lack. This is the sensibility of lack. You feeling like either if it has to do with a job, you're not getting the money that you need, or if you're making the money, it's just simply not enough for what you really want for yourself. Definitely can be you feeling emotionally, physically, and mentally unsupported. whether it has to do with a job or whether it has to do with a relationship. There's this definite vacancy. There's this lack, right? It's a lack mentality. So very much a mental energy, but it doesn't really matter because if it's real to you, then it's real, right? But definitely feeling like your voice is not really being heard. You're not getting what you need from a person or a situation. Now, representing you right now, and only you, we have the Four of Pentacles in the reverse. Yeah, this is you in self-protection mode. All right. This is a card of greed. Now, but when we put it in perspective, okay, it's you're being greedy with your willingness to give emotionally, physically, and mentally because you feel the need to protect yourself against a person or a situation. So this could be, for example, if you're in a relationship and somebody is a massive spendthrift and they are just very, very irresponsible with money, it's not that you're being cheap. You're afraid of not having enough money to pay your bills and have what you need. In the same way, if you're in a relationship, this could be you in self-protection mode because you've been hurt by your partner and you're really very careful with how you share yourself at this point until some things are worked out within the relationship. You know, it's really, you're in a mode of protecting yourself. If this is to do with work, this absolutely has to do with you protecting where you feel like maybe you're being a little disrespected at work, you know, or you're not getting enough money from work and you're in the space of really I hate to say hoard your money, but be very protective of the money that you do have coming in. Right? But you're definitely like holding back. You're in this self-protection mode. But this energy is typically because it's like reactive to something external that's making you feel this level of self-protection. You know, you just really don't know all the information about something is what I'm feeling intuitively. Now, the energy that's external to you is the Judgment card. So this is external to you. This is a Pluto energy. So this is all about transformation. So there are things changing in your life around you and you're just like trying to go with the flow. So that might be why you are in this self-protection mode, but there is stuff going on. So Leo, for some of you, this could be maybe your partner deciding to end a relationship, right? This could be you needing to move. This could be something really heavy going on in your relationship that quite frankly you really don't have control over. In other words, somebody might be struggling with some sort of either addiction or your partner might be going through something where really at the end of the day you can only control yourself. And this is like some sort of transformative process going on that's external to you that you actually can't control. So maybe it's your partner with their job or your partner having some sort of struggles emotionally, mentally, physically, something like that. But it's external to you. In other words, this is external transformation. For those of you in career, this could have to do with something happening with the company, the corporation that you work for, totally independent of you and what you do, but it would end up impacting you. And you're in a space of, okay, oh my gosh, now what do I do? You know? So that is what I'm getting for that. Now, in your fear position, we have the Page of Wands in the reverse. So you're afraid that there's not going to be this next cycle. You're not going to feel really passionate about moving into this next cycle. There's going to be a lot of delay moving forward because Wands reverse indicates delay. It indicates lack of motivation. In some cases, it can even mean manipulation, and you're afraid that somebody's not being really honest with you about their desire to want to push something forward. But this is a very mental energy. Just know that. I'm not saying it's not real. It's real to you, but this doesn't mean that it's happening in the 3D, right? Because it's in your fear. Now we have a card that's exclusive to this particular deck. I'm using the Tarot de la Nuit, and we have the Angel de la Nuit as the outcome. So in the upright, this is all about like the dark night of the soul, right? This really dark period, you know, kind of being over for you. And in the reverse, this indicates you finding strength to move away from something, some sort of cycle that needs to end in your life. And that's very much supported with this near future with the Four of Swords energy. So Four of Swords is about recognizing what you've been through, taking those lessons, throwing out the rest, and figuring out where you're going next. Because with the angel de la nuit in the reverse, there is this understanding that something that was not supportive was going on in your life, and you really need to leave it behind. It's time for you to leave it behind, and it's done with a heavy heart. But regardless, there's this solid recognition that something that was happening right in your relationship sector or in your work sector, the way it was rolling out was not serving you. And I have to tell you, if you're going to get these energies, whether it's relationship or job or career, if it has to happen any week, good that it's happening this week, only because you have so much energy supporting the reassessment and the reevaluation of both your career and your relationship house. So this is very indicative to me of recognizing what hasn't been working and realizing that some changes need to be made. I mean, I don't have a tower here or anything like that. It's just recognition that things need to be done differently. You know, what's getting in the way with this Ten of Cups reverse? What's getting in the way? You know, how can things roll out differently? Obviously, there's some sort of transformation that's going on here, Leo. I mean, there's no question. But it's a matter of, okay, so who's got to do what? And really figuring out the pragmatics of it. Beautiful energy to do this. Midweek, especially the third and fourth. Well, I feel like the stress of it all is going to be happening on the third. Okay, keeping it real. But then the fourth is just so benefic. We have that retrograde energy going into Aquarius, which is about, okay, what are we going to do that's different? And then we have that Venus entering the 10th house. I like it. Okay, I really do. So yeah, some sort of cycle has to end, but you want it to end, Leo. I'm feeling like, yeah, you want it to end. You want this transformation. It's something that you're actually kind of excited about, but you haven't been able to make happen up until this point. So I think that's positive there. So good. End of a cycle. Nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong with that. Shaking off the dead wood, right? All right, let's go into a love reading. So I'm going to do 3 rows across, 4 rows down. No reversals with this one because 3 out of the 4 rows are oracles, and I never read oracles in reverse. Okay. And I want to pull the energies first and then discuss, and then we chat, because the energies really work with each other. If you take it in isolation, you typically end up getting the wrong message, is what I have discovered. So, okay, so those are the love oracles. These are the heart oracles. Only time will tell. Forgiveness is always good, no matter what. Forgiveness is always good. So we're going to pull a couple of Island Time Wellness, and then I'll pull a couple of Arcanum. Okay, cassette, clock, separation. Okay. Oh. Not feeling that one. Not feeling it. Leo. Energies for Leo, please. Just for Leo, love. Rising and Venus. King of Wands. Lots of passion. Ooh, the Magician. I like it. 5 of Swords. Very necessary. Don't mind it. Okay. So let's get started. We have soulmate. Yes, this is your soulmate. Okay. Only time will tell. Let's go through the cards and then we'll blend them together, okay? Only time will tell. We have cassette. Outdated thinking and conditioning, replaying events over and over in your head. And we have the King of Wands. So this tells me that there's a lot of passion here for sure. King of Wands. This is a Cancer and Leo energy. And Leo is a very beautiful fire sign, right? It's obviously you guys. And then we have Cancer, which is all about that metaphorical home space. And just feeling really, passionate about having something with someone, beyond the physical, right? Beyond the physical. Definitely. But we have this outdated thinking and conditioning. So this is definitely going to be an important point to come back to. Then we have you deserve love. You are lovable, of course. Sometimes we have to remind ourselves of that, though. And then we have forgiveness. Stop focusing your energy on past events. Life is too precious to waste. You create your reality by what you think, dream, and imagine. Yeah, I'm always saying this, right, guys? Thoughts become things, right? You don't want to focus too much on past events. To the extent where if healing needs to be had, of course, but guys, once the toothpaste is out of the tube, you can't put it back in. So then you have to figure out if you want to, remain committed to a situation. And then clarifying that, we have clock. Need time, takes time, in time cycles. Time to heal and progress. So we have forgiveness, and then we have progression, and then we have the Magician. Love it. This is a Mercury energy. This is the strongest alchemical card in the deck. This is about really making something happen, right? Mercury is about communication. So it's about communicating, very necessary communication that's required in order to progress your relationship forward in the most positive way. So some of you guys might be totally fine. You're in a very long relationship, but you might be in a little bit of a weird cycle, is what I'm getting for some of you. Then we have let go of control issues. Allow the situation to unfold naturally. Yeah. Clarifying that, we have beware of what you're projecting, for the qualities you admire in one another are qualities you both possess. Equally so, the qualities you don't like are also your own reflection. I love this card. There's just so much truth, right? A lot of times that we project onto others are actually things about ourselves that we don't want to look at. It takes a lot of self-awareness to be able to do that. Then we have this idea of separation, missing you, thinking about you, unsure of future. You could be separated with somebody and still with them. And those of you who are in that space actually, I think, know what I mean. Where you're living under the same roof, or you're coexisting together, but you're really not together. So, obviously it's going to be different for all of you. And then we have the Five of Swords. I really like this. This is a Venus and Aquarius energy. So while 5 is conflict and swords are truth, there is this conflict of truth that's necessary in a way where it's Venus and Aquarius. So this is figuring out how to best serve your relationship in a different way so that you guys could work things out moving forward. Because Venus is about, not only about, it is one of the money planets, right? But it's about love, but it's also our love of self and our self-worth, and how do we feel about ourselves in this relationship, and how are we connecting within this union? Like, how are we getting along? Do we like to do the same things? Are we respecting each other? All of that. And when Venus is in Aquarius, this is about doing things differently. So it's a necessary conversation about, okay, how are we gonna work things differently moving forward in order to make this work? So I definitely am getting, Leo, that you're meant to be with this person. Ego has gotten in control, has kind of been an issue here for sure. I do get that. There is some sort of separation. Now, some of you may be separated, right? Which, okay. We have that Mercury retrograde entering Aquarius, like I told you, right? Your 7th house of relationships on the 4th. So I see you guys reconnecting. If you're in no contact right now, others of you, again, you're living under that same roof, but you're really not feeling connected. I see the conversation happening here. Hopefully it does, guys, because the energy does support it. It's up to you guys to engage in the energy or not. And you can only control yourself. That's the little caveat with tarot, right? When we talk about your energy, obviously depends on what else you have in your chart and all of that. But as far as the energy being supportive of you guys revisiting something to work things out in a different way. It's here. And this does not have to be connected to the Celtic cross spread. It can. The Celtic cross spread could have been your career and this be your relationship, but that could have been your relationship as well. And this could have been a continuation, which does make sense to me because there was a definitive sort of transformation and an ending of a cycle that needed to end within a connection in the relationship with the Celtic cross. And it does seem to me that this is an extension. You have to give it a little time. Forgiveness needs to be had. Lots of self-awareness over how we project things, right? And really allowing time to unfold and having that healthy conversation. So I see this ending up as being really good for you, Leo. Super healthy. So yeah, I do like it. Guys, thank you so much for joining me. If you like this reading, if you like my energy, please like, subscribe, share. You guys know what to do, all that stuff. It really helps me out. And thanks so much for joining me. I'll see you guys next time. Bye-bye.